6 game for third. It is, as you can see in the bottom, Korea versus Russia. Schuck versus Sheik. I wonder how often they faced each other. Not too many times, I guess. Schuck defeated him every time they met. And we're here on Northern Isles. This is, of course, not an Undead versus Night Elf anymore, as Schuck is not off racing at all. He's playing human, so different matchup and maybe different outcome for Sheik, who has a way better matchup versus human than he has against Night Elf. So let's see what he has in store. Spawning in the bottom left, in the red for Russia is Sheik, and in the upper right, wearing the blue for South Korea. For winners, it is Schuck.
Dude, this is exciting already, because on Sheik's side, not only is this a ghoul build, this is a crypt into ziggurat build, which is normally always Dreadlord.
Yeah.
Dreadlord fast expansion.
And it's doable on Northern, I think.
Yeah, if you sleep the big boy, the rest should be pretty easy to creep, actually. It's instant level 2 as well. There's no Merc support for the humans. Mercs are always great against the Dreadlord, can dispel the sleep, just add in more damage against the ghouls. But for that, you would need a 6th Acolyte usually. At the moment, he's on 5. So this should be a Dreadlord, right? It's a Lich first!
Whoa!
Damn! I love it.
Lich first. Early push, right? Or is this expanding with Frost Armor?
Yeah, Whenever I saw Lich, it was being played aggressively. Creep him hard to level 3 and then keep up the pressure. Because level 2 Nova early on against footies is actually insane damage. Get Dark Ritual as well, no Frost Armor, and then keep on sustaining with mana. But when I say this is how I saw this, this was like easily a year ago. This is obviously extremely off meta. And now Schuck scouts the main and sees like, what the hell is going on here? You have a Ghoul build, your hero still isn't ready. What is happening?
Can you confirm the Lich?
I should.
I don't think you saw it. We have a 6th Acolyte now, by the way.
Yeah, and the Skull. Okay, Lich Fast Expo.
Okay, Schuck saw it.
The footy is gonna die to the Nova.
Okay, but Schuck is gearing up, gets level 2. Oh my god, +9 in the inventory. Oh, that's brutal. He has no mana anymore and no level 2. That's
level 1 AM aggression, not something you see every day.
Nope.
But okay, here we go. How... Yeah, this should be pretty hard to creep now, shouldn't it? AM's here. Dude, how... This is role reversal right now. You know, normally it's the other way around.
With the +9, he tears down the Ziggurat super easily. And snare on the Ghoul, dies immediately. Got level 2. Nova, okay. But that's just footy kills. Still 2 water elements. Where did this 2 water elements come from? I think the level up, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the control here by Sheik wasn't the greatest. You always have to have at least 2 units on the AM. Like 2 skeletons or 1 ghoul and no skeleton. You have to keep pressure on them. And with the rest, you attack the footies, and the water elementals you basically leave alone. They're too hard to kill anyways. Unless they're exposed by themselves. Oh, nice around there. That's more experience for the Lich.
42. But yeah.
AM with the boots. I love that. With that, much easier for him to evade the pressure.
And also to chase.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah.
If a ghoul is running away, you can follow it with an Archmage. And if you have +9, that's really good. You see the pressure on the Lich already, who's not level 2 even. Oh, the creeps, the block, the damage, the kill. Yep.
Ay.
That's disaster. Yep, that's the end. Damn, we are rushing through the Schuck Cup today.
Ay, that was a rough one. Maybe his idea was he's gonna be creeping the expansion anyways, so that's gonna give me time. But no, Schuck was easily willing to completely change the normal way of human early game. Usually it's always rush level 2 AM and then kind of rush level 3 AM, but he was like, no, you're trying to fast expand and I'm gonna stop you in your tracks.
Yep, that worked out pretty much flawlessly for Schuck. who's getting closer to good prize money, $115 for the third, $30 for the fourth player of this tour. And yeah, just one map away, as the game for third is, of course, best of 3 before we go into this best of 5 grand final. Yeah, how is it, like, second week in a row, that the Europeans play really good on day 1, and then on day 2, they fall off a cliff? It was the same for Blade, who stood no chance.
Yeah, I can't speak to Blade too much last week on the second day. But today, I feel like it's, with Sheik at least, a lot down to builds. I think he just doesn't have the right builds. Like, he wasn't ready for the Night of Mass Air Army, which usually you have to be with a high number of fiends. Didn't do that. And now, going for a super risky early game Lich expansion play. I don't know. I don't know why he's not just playing standard. I think he has the mechanics to pull it off, but he seems to have always a slightly different spin, or in the last game, a very different spin on a matchup.
Yeah. Do they feel forced to play no meta builds in the later stages of a tournament? That would surprise me.
How did Blade play last week? Did he play normal?
Yeah, that is a very good question. 7 days ago. He was just outclassed.
He was 2 out by Focus, but you know, Focus is just freaking beast mode right now, and then he was 2 out by Colorful.
Yeah. I think Colorful played Warden.
Yep.
And yeah, that's all I remember. You know, I have a limited amount of memory in my brain. Like I'm running low on RAM, and that is stuff that just doesn't stick with me. RAM is expensive these days, man. Fucking cryptocurrencies.
Oh yeah. What's it called? Mining something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Coin mining.
Yeah. So, game 2 is map choice of Sheik, and this is Amazonia. And Sheik is switching the color. Maybe that helps.
I'm always amazed when players do this. Like, you know, it is known that players and athletes and everything are really superstitious and will try every little thing. But have you ever had that? Have you ever played a game and was like, oh, that didn't go well. I'm going to change colors now, and then it's going to be a fresh start for me.
Do you assume that I play best of series against someone? Oh yeah, against Florentin Will.
Yeah, against Florentin Will you do.
No, I don't, actually. I don't change colors at all.
Yeah, I never change colors. I never pick colors either.
No,
like
me
some
neither.
People have their certain color, and I'm orange, and that's my color.
No.
I think that was Roddy, right? Roddy was always orange, or who was that?
I don't know. Could be. Thank you, PX Zap, for the 9-month resub. Do we start a new sub train right here? Or was it just a one and off? Amazonia in the blue. One of the best top 8 players in the world, according to the WGL results. It's Schuck and Sheik in the upper right. 23 years old, man. I still can't believe it. Every time I see the tail of the tape and Sheik is playing, it's like, dude, this must be a mistake.
Yeah, it feels like he's been there forever.
Yeah.
Even in the Jera Cup days, you know, aka the Happy Wins the Cup days, he was oftentimes there as well.
Those were the late stage Jera Cup, of course. Before it was.
How much fun we had. 7 happy wins in a row. It was so exciting.
Did you like the, oh, we have 4 Night Elves in the semifinals Jera Cup days better?
Freaking awful. Dude, but I casted one. No, I casted actually 2 Jera Cups with top 4 undead. That was worse.
You kind of deserved that.
What? How?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
Because I always had the best undead runs. Like in the time before Happy, it was super rare that an undead makes a deep run in this tournament. It took 63 weeks for an undead to win a Jera Cup. And I know, like, when you weren't there for the Jera Cups, undeads did always well. So since you apparently ditched me for some reason, you deserve these undead mirror tournaments.
I see how it is. Schuck got his water elemental purged here, so that wasn't exactly ideal. That means a lot of these peasants are hurt already. DK wants to get some last hit steals. Coil. Ooh, did he get it? He did get it. Indeed.
He gets another worker as well. It's a good harass already.
Yeah.
And he can steal the rogue if he wants to. New summon on the skeleton soon. This peasant survives. But yeah, the Archmage needs... No, it doesn't need the rogue, really.
DK a little too far away.
Nope.
Gets it, though.
Wow. Oh,
good.
and water elemental as well. No, denied by Sog.
Really good DK control this time around. Against the Night Elf earlier, it wasn't that good. Oh, look at the peasant save. When he comes out of the gold mine, though. Skeleton control, how good is it? You see? That could have been half a second faster. If this was Happy, this peasant would be dead.
Dude, you can't compare everyone to Happy.
If you want to win tournaments, you kind of have to.
It's unfair. I don't compare you to, I don't know, Cinderin or whatever.
Well, I don't have to win tournaments, dude. I just have to sit here and talk.
It's kind of
these guys in
craft
serious
as well.
business. Oh, another one. Dude, this DK is
God.
almost level 2 already.
It's... To make a comparison here, that's kind of a happy-ass harass.
Yeah, it is.
Except that he didn't kill the one peasant immediately, as Remo pointed out that one flaw in this attack.
I didn't say this was a bad early game. I'm just saying it wasn't 100% perfect. But it was good. It was really good. Really good by Sheik. Indeed. Fiend now coming from the main. No backpack. That has totally fallen out of the meta. Like early backpack for early necromancy reinforcements. One single footy and this DK hits level 2. There's one footy. Suspiciously low on HP.
But not below the threshold yet. Oh boy, this expansion is starting and this feels like a massacre once again. One worker down, second worker down. One footy about to die as well. That's gonna be the level 2 then. The Fiend shot, will it arrive? Yep, hello level 2, more mana. Almost lasted on the rock golem as well. So he can get another kill if he wants to on this trapper. Nope. But this one would prevent level 3. And he does.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That was a very, very good early game by Sheik. DK isn't even ultra low, even has one coil left. Is gonna need to use that on the Fiend though. Sheik. Macro, I think he was slipping a little again. He still only has 2 Fiends. 31 is certainly a little bit late. Lich coming though. And tier 2 is done. The slow tower is there. AM still creeping up. He is now level 3.
How much damage is a level 1 coil? It's 100. Heals for 200. Damages for 100.
Oh, one of mana stealing is actually pretty nice here. It's situationally a really good item, Neo. Did you know?
No, I didn't. Thanks for enlightening me. That's what you're here for. Yeah. On the heroes, it's 75 damage because of a little spell resistance. So
70 damage.
70 damage. Sorry, 30% damage.
More peasants dying, dude. He's finding more and more openings. 1 peasant died. 2. Oh my god, is he gonna get the tower as well? No, that would have been crazy sauce.
Saves
but
the
3 peasants dying. That's already really good.
And the tower down to 50%. He has no mana anymore, so I think he has to cancel this attack. There's still so much to creep in the north. Or he just continues this pressure with a Lich only.
600 gold for Sheik. The macro, so far today, his biggest weakness. He needs especially statues right away. 700 gold for Sheik. Okay, there we go. Finally making something.
Still no tier 3.
Players' forces are under attack.
Fiends here are very hurt though. Oh, one of them is gonna die. Unless he Novas. Nope. Really wants this tower. Oh, he gets the tower actually.
Wow.
That might be worth the Fiend loss.
I feel like this game is slipping away a little for Sheik.
Yeah, if he had been faster with the,
Sorry?
with the macro, with the early statue there, he could easily sustain now, but the statue is a solid half-minute late or so, which is not what you want.
I think the footman numbers are rising, the tech has started, the tier 3 is not super fast, number of fiends is not insanely high. I feel Schuck with his level 3.6 has definitely some weapons to play with now. Finally a statue.
Yeah, and with these footies, how many do we have? 7 footies. That's good. We want to get up to 7, 8, maybe even 9, and then they buy a lot of time. Nova coming in, hitting 3 of them. Duro, thank you very much for the 19 months. Hello, community. Serious sloth.
Hello, Duro. This dude is so crazy for Warcraft. Duro is like the best admin we have in the entire scene, also organizer. And he was in Osnabrück yesterday for the EGG. And he wrote in our Discord chat this morning, after driving back from Osnabrück to wherever he lives, "Where are the games on YouTube from W League, man? I want to see them." It's like, you're so addicted. It's so nice to see.
He lives in the beautiful Duisburg, Neo. Did you forget?
Don't want to expose his...
It's shame. Beautiful Duisburg city. So, footies are starting to die now, though. And Sheik is diving deep once again. He wants to get this tower cancelled, and he manages to do just that. And it's okay if there's not any towers for a while, but sooner or later you do need a couple of towers at the expansion. Otherwise, the tier 3 with a 3rd hero, Dark Ranger, and Orb is just gonna pressure everything down. So this is starting to get a little bit sketchy right here for Schuck. He needs to make sure he's getting some towers up soon.
There's another Nova in not too long ago. We would love to have the statue here for the mana region. Then this Nova hits really hard. But decent hit and run by Schuck, sends the hurt ones back, but... 3 footmen attacking. There was the Nova. That's the kill. And DK is close to 3. Like, Schuck's just sacrificing these footmen. Sheik could get a block out. Not enough this way.
And still no towers. Towers being produced so far up front, perhaps also a little questionable. But alright, that one will survive. Tier 3 is done. Can go for the orb now, can go for a 3rd hero, can go for destroyers. Destroyer form upgrade is immediately queued. There with the macro, he's fast.
No backpack, so he has to walk all the way back for the orb. But once he has the orb, I feel the footmen are useless.
Yeah.
With defend, it's great to have them. I mean, in general, it's great to have them. Then comes Nova to counter them hard. Then you counter it a little with defend to not take damage with fiends. But once there's orb, defend doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, especially with a 3rd hero, Dark Ranger. That's really what puts the nail in the footman coffin. But no Dark Ranger just yet. MK is coming out. That increases the aggressive potential exponentially for this human force. Water Elementals granting more experience. 3-2 hero levels now for Sheik. That's what he wants. Nova on the AM. Right clicks to follow by the Lich. Not in range for the orb there. So AM actually doesn't take too much damage. But now at the tavern. This is probably going to be Dark Ranger at this point. But time was bought for the towers. We do have 3 towers now at the expansion for Schuck.
Okay, Dark Ranger it is. Would be crazy if he plays her against Night Elf and not against Human. Mountain King is out, but only level 1 gets distracted. First Breaker's out as well. So, but yeah, the 3 towers. Okay, he will get rid of this Arcane in a bit. We have the Destroyer up. Focus on the Archmage, who's pretty hurt and has no potion. Can he go to the shop without being nuked? Yes, looks like it. Tower down, though. Makes it a lot easier for Sheik to stay in this siege. Stormbolt on the Lich, but plenty of mana. This time, no Wand of Mana stealing available.
But these fiends, these footies will start melting to the fiends and everything else. Ooh, the Destroyer. Nice save. That was close, though. And Schuck is holding on pretty well here, considering he's mostly got footies only. But they are starting to fall. 1 Arcane Tower is gone. Getting rid of the Arcane Tower is always nice for the Undead. That means the DK can get into range and can start right-clicking as well. It's not that much right-click, but it's a little bit of right-click. Sheik so far lost only a single Fiend. That's how this matchup is played by the top Undeads. You may be down in economy, but you're the one finding kills, whereas you're not giving up kills to the opponent. And Schuck trying to buy time for the bigger army so he can finally push back this Undead force.
I love the double racks. It's so necessary and not too many players play it, I feel. So he's up at 62 now, getting a big supply lead. And this game is certainly not over, despite Sheik getting a lot out of this early game. But again, he's a little late with the 5th Ziggurat, queuing an attack upgrade, queuing the Disease Cloud, kind of greedy with breaking upkeep. And that might be the opening for Schuck to come back into this.
Coil on the DK, so that obviously means no kill, but just wants to perhaps force him into a TPOA. There's a decent number of rifles out now, with 4, not that many though. 1 attack upgrade only, not 2. Priest, when they're in range of the Fiends, die instantly, as you could see there from the first one. But the Coil still keeping everything alive, and again, great trading by Sheik, absolutely destroying this engagement. Not a single loss by the Undead just yet. That Fiend probably is going to die though, with the Coil on cooldown, the follow-up Stormbolt. The Fiend does fall, but this is still okay. This is still a good trade for Sheik.
I agree. There's no Nova anymore, but the Destroyer constantly has mana. Thanks to the Dispels. Fiends are coming from the north. Finally broke upkeep. Footman will disappear in a second, but I'm getting worried about this Lich a little. Oh, I should be more worried about this MK. No long-range coil, but this Dwarf is out of the fight. DK still hanging in there, and it's time to slay some rifles here. Good control on this Destroyer. Saves him above the trees. Still in range for the Dispel. That's really well done at this point by Sheik.
I think how she could have done this even better was with a different skill build. I think Silence First on the Dark Ranger isn't the ideal way. I think Dark Arrow would have been better, but now he's got that as well. With a Nova and follow-up kills, he's now level 2 on the Dark Ranger. So what did Sheik really lose here? 1 statue, 1 Fiend. That's it. This was an amazing trade. He easily killed like 15 human supply.
Yeah, seriously, that was great. And now, the Abominations are in. Disease Cloud is already there. And yeah, time to get some levels, as it seems. Schuck still trying to hold on with his better economy. But yeah, it's gonna be Breaker, Rifle, Caster, Priests. Not even too many Breakers, I guess. So these Abominations will be able to get to the Riflemen and spread their poison. And then what do they really do?
Sheik now has to decide, does he want to try to all-in push the Expo, or does he counter-expand? Counter-expansions do work sometimes, but sometimes they're too late. It's always hard to tell whether it's still a feasible option or not.
He has an additional Acolyte. He's going to the 12 o'clock position, so definitely a counter-expansion.
Looked for a second like he had the formation movement toggled, but probably I'm just imagining things.
That is absolutely possible.
Creativity is a virtue, Neo. Level 4 DK, if he decides to go for Death Pact here, he's going to be extremely safe. He is apparently going for Death Pact, so no Aura 2 just yet.
Damn, man. We have the Rune Braces and we got the Potion of Greater Mana. This is nice for Sheik as well. In the item department, not using any spells on this Illusion. Schuck, of course, knows what's going on now, but he's really not in fighting shape. Rifle numbers, not big, really. No breakers at all.
I think Schuck needs to go tier 3. I think the biggest mistake here he can make is stay tier 2 and try to push before he's ready. With master training on the priests, with more upgrades on the rifles, with a paladin, this human army becomes much, much stronger.
It's so far away.
A player's forces are under attack.
But it's so good.
Don't know if he has that time though. Medallion of Courage, always decent for the Lich and DK at the same time. And Expo is at 60%. I think no way Schuck has time for tier 3. Well, he thinks differently.
With me though. He's a good boy. Now with this rifle army, like 70 supply, it sounds good. But against 2 A-bombs, against these high-level heroes, this wouldn't be enough, I'm pretty sure. And Inner Fire is crazy pants strong.
Warsong Battle Drums. Okay, that changes quite a bit. +2 damage on the rifles. And Water Elementals +4. 4th and close to 4 heroes. We do have Clap as well. If he is able to get to the Fiends, this is gonna be great.
A player's forces are under attack.
Hero levels, outstanding for Sheik. 4-4-3 here in a moment. He just gets one single more on the Lich. And there we go. Boom! +4 intelligence, baby! Now he's super powerful.
Schuck trying to go into this engagement with a heal scroll. Oh, 3 heal scrolls actually. that is a lot. But of course, Sheik can get them from his own shop if he needs them. More abominations, closing in on 80, even creeping this next spot. Is there a level up close? Not really, just getting something done.
What's also super good with his level 4 is now he has level 2 skeletons with level 2 Dark Ritual. Means every single skeleton he eats is 2 Novas. That's really good.
That's really good indeed. So, we're trying to push this expansion. But there's no siege damage really. Sheik can flank from the right hand side. Level 5 Archmage, also really good. Is it Aura? No, it's what? No, it's Aura. Understandably so. That was a nice clap into pretty much everything. Oh, dodges the coil with an invul. Sweet. Stormbolt to kill an Abomination. Great engagement by Schuck in the very first moments of this fight. Abominations are pretty much melting against these riflemen who got the upgrade, so they're +3 thanks to the Warsong Battle Drums now. But the sustain for Sheik looks pretty good.
Yeah, with Orb of Fire, this would be much easier to fight, reducing the healing, but he doesn't have that yet. Didn't wait for tier 3. But he's still getting some kills. One A-bomb dies, the Fiend dies as well. Will lose the Rifleman, but still, no really supply lead. It's just dead even in supply. Sheik is holding on.
That was 11 supply lost, though, for Sheik.
Oh, DK's about to hit level 5. That's a big one.
A player's force
Makes life very dangerous for Paladin and Mountain King.
A tank is coming, 3-0 upgrade coming. And no knights. We don't really see that, but the Orb of Fire, the before mentioned. Okay, so he found that time for the tier 3 to work. And there's no big upgrades for Sheik really. Except attack and armor upgrades. He's 0-1 already, getting 0-2 on the A-bombs. On the Fiends it's 2-0.
And here we go. The army to distract and the tank driving over. But only a single tank actually, but you can see the damage on these A-bombs. And with the reduced healing also not too easy to get him up anymore. As you can see here, the coil coming in, not doing that much, but the Paladin also in trouble getting focused. No Divine Shield for him. The right click's just barely enough. That is the hero level up for the DK. Now he has level 5 Dark Ranger. Also in trouble, forced into the invul. With that she will survive. Destroyers, if they're once in range of the rifles, they die instantly. These rifles have 3 attack upgrades and they have the aura, and now they have inner fire. They basically are dealing double damage at this point compared to their original state.
Sheik is just completely getting wrecked here. Fiends are dying like flies. Abominations don't really do too much. The heroes don't carry it. The Mountain King gets level 5. The tank is taking out the expansion. Tremendous play by Schuck, and this is late game tier 3 for you. Oh, he's not allowed to lose the Mountain King. There was a nuke, but there's also a transfer on the TP, so he gets out. Good damage, but not enough. Level 6 Archmage GG. Schuck 2-0. Bronze medal for him.
So, Neo, what do you think? Tier 3, was it kind of a good idea, or was it not so good of an idea?
It's easy for you to say that now that it worked out flawlessly.
Dude, tier 3 is amazing.
Yeah,
Inner
really
Fire,
good, but
third hero, Orb of Fire.
You don't give him the time to get everything he wants out of that tier 3. That was 2.5 or 3 minutes where he could just do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, but Schuck had the bigger army still. The expansion wasn't running yet. And if you go for a big attack, hoping to hit before tier 3, if that one fails, the game's probably over.
Yeah, I mean, if you let the human get to tier 3 and all the upgrades, the game is over, as you saw as well.
I don't know. If that fight goes a little bit better, the heroes will carry that by themselves, or can potentially carry that by themselves, because Paladin was dead, MK was out of mana. I think that was actually pretty close.
All right.
But I do agree with, like, this ultimate tier 3 human army, rifles with these sick upgrades and inner fire and shit, all that stuff. I'm not sure what the best counter to that is.
Me neither. I know that we have a grand final ahead of us for Schuck Cup 6. $350 for the winner, $215 for the loser. It could be the big breakout performance for 14 Sway.